What's up, YouTubers? MediaShinobi here. We got Jam reviewing Zankyou no Terror, episodes 2 and 3. So take it away.
Now, before I begin the review, I want to apologize that episode 2 and 3 were supposed to be reviewed separately, but due to unforeseen circumstances, I had to delay episode 2 and just pretty much group it with episode 3. However, this isn't actually a big issue because episode 2 and 3 are very, very similar, with the only major difference being the end result. So with episode 2, 9 and 12 sets up another challenge for the entire world to see, which is setting up another bomb in a location somewhere within the city, and the police department takes this as a challenge, and now it's a race to find the bomb and, disarm it. And for the most part, for this episode, they failed because 9 and 12's riddle, which was utilizing Greek mythology. The police department originally thought it was Egyptian, but then they figured out it's Greek. They got really close, but they only kind of got a half answer, and because of that, they had to leave the police department, only to finally figure it out, oh no, it's actually the police department itself that was the target. Because of that slip up, the police department explodes and they failed. So 9 and 12 won this one. With episode 3, it's actually a continuation off of episode 2 where 9 and 12 poses another challenge. The police department then enlists a new character that was already introduced a while back but was kind of doing his own thing. His name was Shibasaki? Because of him, the entire police department was able to find the bomb, which was located in some abandoned building next to a shrine, and not only defuse the bomb, but disarm it, thus saving that building. So that pretty much wraps up episode 2 and 3. It was very similar, like I said earlier, but episode 2 was 9 and 12's victory, while episode 3 was Shibasaki's. Based on these 3 episodes alone, it really feels like Death Note. Originally, this series already reminded me of Death Note from the very first episode. That's all fine and dandy. I like Death Note and I'm a fan of psychological thrillers. But I do not want a carbon copy of Death Note. I want this series to, deviate a little bit and actually, stand on its own 2 feet. So we got more information with Shibasaki. He was already introduced a while back, but we now got a little bit more information about him. He used to be an ace detective within the police department, and due to a certain case where a person committed suicide, he felt like it was staged, but the police deemed it as a suicide attempt, and because of that, it was a shut case, and he couldn't really do anything about it. So because of that, he left. And it's not until, fast forwarding until now, that we see him return to the police force. Now, they really emphasize the whole fact that he didn't like summer. Now, I don't know if this is just simply a little aspect about his personality, or is it actually symbolism? And I thought it was peculiar, and I'll keep that in mind, but for the most part, I have no comment about that. Also, I like the whole utilization of Greek mythology as riddles, just because Greek mythology is always something that I found interesting. If they keep doing this, I think they should switch it up with different lores, from maybe Norse mythology or Egyptian mythology or, stuff like that. Other small, minor things to point out is that Lisa decided to run away from home. I don't know if this family situation is going to continue on as part of the plot, or at least the subplot. Other than that, the whole Lisa running away, that was to be expected. She can't really stay a normal life now that she's involved. We also got a little bit more detail with the whole past flashback stuff, where we see this third kid that was trying to run away with 9 and 12, but wasn't able to make it. I don't know if this character is going to show up more often, and if so, is it going to be relevant to the plot? It seems like it might be a motive for 9 to do whatever it is that they're trying to do, because so far, I don't know if I could call this terrorism. Well, it is at the end of the day, but it seems like they fit the role of extremist more than terrorist, because so far, like Scott said off screen, that no one died yet, right?
Yeah, no one died.
Yeah, and only people were injured, so it seems like they're trying to avoid any major damage to a majority of people. It seems like they're trying to get a message across. Now, I don't know if it's the whole, I want to find someone out there that could possibly stand on equal ground with us. They haven't really revealed any information yet, and it's already going to be episode 4 by next week. So this is also a 13 episode series, once again, so I like to reference again that I feel like I hope they don't rush this because so far the pacing's fine. They basically set up the entire the premise and the characters, and now they're technically going head to head, and by head to head I mean 9 and 12 against Shibasaki. Now with the next few episodes, I hope they don't just repeat the formula again, which is each episode we're going to present you with a new challenge. Now disarm the bomb. So I hope they introduce something new. I don't know, maybe pose a new challenge that's like bigger and you have to span it in a couple of more episodes as opposed to just one. I think that would make things a lot more interesting. So that's pretty much all of my concerns and thoughts about the last 3 episodes as a whole. So anything you would like to add, Scott?
Alright, so for the first 3 episodes, they pretty much give us a little snippet of what it's going to be about. 9 and 12, even though they are, quote, terrorists, I feel like they don't want to hurt anybody. Because if they did, in the first episode, they would not have set the fire alarm to allow all those people to escape.
Right.
Otherwise, instead of 27 injured, they would be like thousands dead. As for the second bombing, there was no way for sure that all the police would leave the station. It's like, no way for sure that, it would be completely empty. So, I don't know how that worked out. And for the third bombing, it was an empty apartment. There was no one there, so no one would have got hurt.
Right.
So I was thinking like, oh, maybe they're like freedom fighters or something like that. But then I realized they do have a plutonium bomb.
Right.
So maybe they'll use it, maybe not. Maybe they'll just use it as a threatening chip to get their message across. Maybe.
And how? Like, just the bomb itself is going to be, like, in complementary to something else?
I think for sure they want to expose the
secret government
secret government that they escaped from. I think
Right.
that's their main objective, or they want revenge for their fallen comrade, because we keep seeing it in 9's flashback. As for Lisa, I'm still wondering what her role is going to be.
Yeah, it's kind of like she's doing her own thing right now. 12 stated, like, I don't want to get her involved because it would just be more painful at the very end. So I don't know if that's alluding to the fact that she's going to die, or
they're going to die.
9 and 12 will die, or is it going to be more of a painful parting, if anything? Because she's already involved, so she can't go back to her normal life. Other than that, there's really nothing else to say. It's only 3 episodes. I will continue this review series, hopefully on a weekly basis, and not like what happened right now where I had to group episode 2 and 3 together. But this ends this video, so this is MediaShinobi, signing out.